All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Ashley, and we're going to go ahead and get started on our 2019 updates and just some general good information. And we'll keep this short and sweet for a couple of reasons. I know this year is, or this time of year is really kind of crazy for everybody. Second to that, we've got some lovely construction going on outside of my window and really our entire office. So if you guys hear that in the background, I apologize. I do have one of our staff members sitting in to give me updates to make sure she's not hearing all of this craziness through the mic here. So I'll be quick and short here. Third, this is kind of a little bit repetitive from last month. I know we went over some really good information as far as year-end checklist, updates, deadlines, all that fun stuff. So if you happen to miss that one, we do have it recorded and you're more than welcome to jump on and listen. But as far as today's, this is kind of going to go over where to make some of your updates. I know this is a really popular time for deduction updates for benefits. So we'll kind of do a quick little refresher on where to update those. And then just good, obviously, points for your employees to be able to update their information and where they can go as well. So we'll go ahead and get started here, I think. Okay. Now is the time to get those employee updates or update those employee deductions in the system. So as I was discussing, your online account is where you guys can go to access each of your employees individually. If you do not have an online account, definitely reach out and get set up with one. They're so easy to use. It's a user-friendly system, but it also gives you a lot of control over not only deduction updates, but pay rate updates, address updates for employees if they come to you for those things. It also gives you really good control over, terminating and hiring, and it's just a wealth of knowledge, that online system. So please, if you do not have access, definitely reach out and we'll get you some access. And then as far as doing these updates, the W-4 updates, the scheduled earnings, scheduled deductions, that's probably what's really important this time of year to make sure that we can get done. The two screenshots I have here are the screenshots of our demo company of an employee. Obviously, you'll see the primary info tab that has their contact information. So this is where you can update an address, update phone numbers. Phone numbers are really great to have, and I don't know if everybody knows this. So maybe we can hit this on a webinar in the future, but those phone numbers are really handy because they flow into Hub, and Hub can allow the employees to reset their own access code, but they also can receive a net pay notification if they have their phone number listed, which is really cool on the day of payroll. It'll send them a quick text and say, account ending in 1234 has a deposit of $1,000 on check date of 12/14. So it's really, really kind of handy with that kind of stuff. But you'll see on the primary info tab, that's also where you can update those rates of pay. So let's say going into 2019, somebody's getting a raise, and maybe you're switching them from hourly to salary, or vice versa. This is a great place for you to be able to go in and make those updates to that employee. Remember, there's two ways for employee information to get updated. PPX, your online account, is for you as the employer to update things, and Hub is for the employee to update things. As we've discussed in the past as well, your employees don't have access to PPX. So no, they cannot change their rate of pay or anything like that, but they can most certainly update their information, and we'll get to that on the next slide. Second to that is payroll info. This is where they can update, or you, sorry, can update scheduled earnings. So those are earnings outside of their regular or normal pay. This can be cell phone reimbursement. This can be maybe an auto allowance because they use their personal vehicle for work. It could be anything that they're going to get paid every payroll outside of their normal pay. So outside of that hourly or salary amount. this is something you want them to get paid, that you don't want to have to go in, quite frankly, every payroll and add. So keep that in mind for scheduled earnings. A second to that is those scheduled deductions. So this is where any of their, health insurance, dental, vision, life, AFLAC, if they have any sort of supplemental insurance coming out, this is where all of that goes. I know us personally, we're going through our benefit enrollment right now. So obviously rates are changing and deduction amounts are changing and people are changing their coverage type. I have access then to go in and make those changes quickly. We're always here to help you, but having this info we have found has just been, monumental for clients. I mean, I know people that are doing their payroll updates and sometimes even running payroll at 10 o'clock at night. And if we're not here to make those changes in the system for you, it's great to be able to have a system you can jump in and do it on your side from as well. So again, any of the deductions can be edited once you have them in there. You can add new deductions. So let's say you have an employee that has normally never had a deduction for medical insurance. You can hit the little plus on the top right-hand corner next to the scheduled deductions, and you can add that deduction in for them for the first time. So again, you can edit or you can add new deductions. When you click on that amount in the box, it's going to give you a calendar. So that's really handy too. You can pick the date that scheduled change needs to happen, and it'll automatically happen on that date. Direct deposit. So you have the ability to change direct deposit for the employees. First and second account are listed right there. You'll see that you can do checking, you can do savings, you can have a percentage going in, you can have a flat dollar amount. Always just remember that first account should be the flat or the percentage of the, let's say you want $125 going into your savings account every payroll. You'll want to make sure that's your first account, and your second account is your checking where you want the remainder going, which is going to list 100%. You're telling the system that after the $125, 100% of the remaining net pay needs to be put into that second account. Specific questions on that, as always, you guys are more than welcome to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to answer them. Employee updates. So employees can go in and update their own information in the hub. So again, they can update their direct deposit, they can update their address, they can update their W-4. This holds them really responsible for their own information. If you will recall from our last webinar in November, December 14th, which happens to be tomorrow, is the deadline to have updates submitted to Journey. So if we are going to be in charge of making those updates on our end, we need to make sure that we have them done or in our office no later than tomorrow. But the employees can make those changes. So they can go into their hub, top right-hand corner, they'll see their initials. So for this example, you'll see I just kind of did a screenshot and really minimized in on the initials there. But it says Tim Allen. Go ahead and click his initials. Once he clicks those initials, he has the options then to go ahead and give, an update to his address, an update to his W-4, and an update to direct deposit should he wish to do so. A lot of times this is the time of year where they're going to the IRS website and doing a quick paycheck checkup. So it's a cool little tool that you can go in and get everything in there to see, have you taken enough deduction or withholdings from your check? Where do you kind of sit as far as taxes go? And it's really nice because then going into 2019, let's say an employee says, boy, based off of this last year, I think I need to change my withholdings from single and 1 to single and 0 to make sure I'm maximizing what I should for taxes so that I can maybe get a refund at the end of the year or my tax year prior. And then, second to that, obviously that direct deposit. If they have any changes in the banking, their banking world, they just want to make sure they go in and make those changes and get things updated so that the funds are being routed to the correct accounts. We so often see employees get in the hustle and bustle of changing things, but not letting us know that something's been changed or not letting their employer know in time. And just keep in mind the money, once it leaves our hands, that's, something that we do have to wait on banks to reroute. So really important if they have made any changes to their banks, or where their direct deposit is going, that they log in and make sure that has been updated. Okay. And then just some good reminders here to cap us off. W-2s will go out the first part of January. So all updates, I say, must be in our office no later than December 27th. Make sure that that's done by tomorrow, obviously. But other January 27th really is our deadline for last payrolls to be run. So if we need wages that need to show up in this year, December 27th is our last chance for that. So just make sure those are turned in. If we don't have a correct address, remember the W-2 will be returned to you as the company. So that will go back to you guys directly. That is not something that gets facilitated back here for us to then resend to the correct address. So really important that they have the correct ones listed. The 2019 W-4 has been released. It was released back in November. It's on the IRS website, but we also have a copy here. So feel free to reach out to your payroll specialist. It is updated in Hub as well, so they'll be able to update that through Hub. But if you have any questions on that, the IRS always has that listed. And then, again, great time of year to have those employees make any changes to their info before those W-2s go out. That I know that can be frustrating, but also keep in mind they have a copy of their W-2 in their Hub account. So as those get pushed out, they can go in and grab that. I know a lot of people like to get a head start on their taxes, so they can jump in and grab that should they need to. And then just a friendly reminder, these changes can be done via paper given to you, and you can get into your PPX to update them, but your employees can also do them through Hub. So just make sure you're utilizing all those wonderful tools, that we give you guys to update that. And if you have any other questions, again, please don't hesitate to reach out to your payroll specialist. You can also reach out to me if you have any questions about deadlines. The year-end checklist did go out a couple months back, so if you need an extra copy or can't seem to find your copy, definitely reach out. We're happy to give you another copy and make sure that you keep those dates in mind. And that wraps it up for today. If anybody does have any sort of changes or feedback, let us know. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season, and we look forward to serving you again in 2019. Thank you.